Our Yikes. That always scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Our two hosts from Rosewood, Baha Mar and SLS Baha Mar are going to be each giving a 2-night stay away. So this is the point in the day when y'all are competing for those packages. So you want to share with them the stories that you brought with you about birds of a feather today? Who wants to go? What?
Okay, I'll go first.
Come shy. Okay, Heather, thank you. Oh, flamingo.
I have to bend down so my feathers can show because my camera's not angle's not wide enough. But as you can see, I am here today as a flamingo representing the birds of a feather theme. Now, some fun facts that you may or may not know about flamingos are an adult flamingo can grow to be 4 to 5 feet tall, but only weighs 5 to 8 pounds. So thought that was a cool ratio. Wish I could, pull that off. But the flamingo's color comes from what it eats, which is pretty much shrimp. And flamingos that are kept in a zoo will actually turn white if their diet is not supplemented with live shrimp. Flamingos are the ultimate flock together group. They can gather in groups of 100 or more, and they do everything together, including their mating rituals. Mom and dad flamingo both participate in child rearing, which I was like, go equality, love it. They will take turns sitting on the egg as well as feeding the babies. So that was good. Now, I don't have exactly a story, but I'm hoping for a future story because while I was doing my research, I found that in Baha Mar, they have flamingo yoga. I have done goat yoga, but I have never done flamingo yoga. So hence my backdrop.
This is becoming more and more like show and tell from the 6th grade.
Yes.
That was great. You did your homework. That's so impressive. Nice job, Heather.
That's awesome, Heather. You look great.
Oh my gosh. Darling. All right, Miss Sam, what you got?
I am a pink glamingo. And I am drinking a fizzy pink flamingo. And I have a story about birds. I'm going to change my background to tell it, but when I was growing up, we had a dog, we had a black lab, and she disappeared when she was 7, and it was devastating. We looked for her for a year, and I was 10, and we didn't have pets again while I lived at home. And when I was in college, which was not too far away from home, I called home one day, and my parents called, they weren't there. They called me back and they said, we were out getting cat carriers. And I'm like, what? And someone brought kittens into my mother's office. And next thing you know, they have 2 cats. And they had a pond at their house. And they decided to get some ducks for the pond around the same time. So they got a couple adults, maybe 4 adults. And then they got some ducklings. And the ducklings imprinted on my parents. So they followed them around. They ate out of their hands. And then the next thing you know, they're building a fence, no hunting signs, they're feeding them. They ended up building a house, a little like day cottage down at the pond where we used to skate, and like it was freezing by the time they cleared the snow. We were back at the house because it was too cold. So of course they build this house after that's all over. So they used to take the eggs away and they let them sit on eggs one time, and they happened to hatch 12 ducks. So the flock is growing. And then meanwhile, my sister calls, she's rehoming these pygmy goats, 2 pygmy goats for a friend of hers. And she called my parents jokingly and said, can you take these? And my parents were like, yeah. So then they've got 2 pygmy goats. And then there's a cat in the shed where the goats live they're feeding, and they take them in winter. So now they've got 3 cats, 2 pygmy goats, a bunch of ducks. So the ducks they ended up having 23 ducks. They all had names. They fed them. They're probably 4 times the size of wild ducks. They captured them every winter, brought them back to the shed where the goats lived, and they in the summer, they'd put them back on the pond, and they'd bring the goats down on leashes to visit the ducks. So here's the ducks. Here's most of them. There are 23, so there's a whole bunch of them. So they went from nothing to 28 animals that they fed. And so at some point for like Mother's Day, my father did a composite of all the animals, like a fraternity composite of all the animals. They all had names. Some of them have titles.
Wow.
The cats have titles. My parents are in it. I'm in it. My sister's in it, but we're far outnumbered. And so they're all named, like there were 3 born on the 4th of July who were Yankee Doodle and Dandy. There was Daisy, was one of the originals. She was the last duck. They had her for 17 years. And then they had one, I forgot about this until I pulled this up, but they had one, the guy I went to the prom with my sophomore year, his name was Tom Duck, and they had a duck named Tom after my prom date as well. So this is most of them. You can't
see family tree right there.
The lines, but it's made up to be like a fraternity composite, and my mother is the house mother. So it was a Mother's Day present to my mother, but they literally went from 0 to 60. It probably took a couple years. So I come home from college, and then after college I lived in New York City, and I'm like city person going back to the country, and you pull into the driveway and all you hear is nah, wah, 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 nah, wah, 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 wah. I'm like, oh my God. how did we get here?
Happened to my family.
But they loved it. They, you don't hire a pet sitter. You don't go away when you have 28 animals and hire someone to come take care of them. So they really kind of devoted themselves to their little petting zoo for many, many years.
That is, you'd have to count on the Bixby family to come up with a birds with a feather story, because she's got something for every occasion. Oh my gosh, thank you, Sam. That's it.
Hi there.
All right, how about you, Lori? That's a darn
Hi.
a sweater with ducks on it? Or no, those
Can you hear me? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I am reporting live from the Quackery in Manitou Springs. So this is their symbol, the duck, and I have my birds of the feather duck. So does anyone know why flocking together helps birds stay safe from predators?
No.
Well, yes, apparently they feel protection. That was the impetus for the phrase "birds of a feather flock together." It's been around since, anybody know? Looked it up. It was from the mid 1500s, and of course, when applied to, it means of similar interest. So I have my 3 little ducks here, all different, but they're all birds of the feather.
Quack, quack.
If you heard the little quack in the background, that's Randy. So
is he come dressed as a duck? Is Randy there?
He wasn't dressed as a duck, but he was willing to make a duck noise.
The background noise. Okay, there's an award for that.
So my only bird story is that we had a little birdie named Tweety, and he thought we were definitely birds of a feather. And every morning I had a habit of sneezing 3 times. So every morning I would sneeze and Tweety would respond. So he was our little birds of a feather.
Oh, that's adorable. Did you dress up those little duckies yourself, or did they come like that?
They came like this. Yeah, we have, a pirate, a bee, and a princess duck.
The rubber duckery in Manitou Springs has every kind of rubber ducky you can imagine.
You would know that, Sam.
Exactly.
Well, I live there.
It's crazy.
Oh my God, Sam. Quackery. I'll put that on my bucket list. Okay, moving right along. Who else has to say hi today? Carol Null, perhaps? Or I saw Dan on the call, but I don't know if he's dressed up or not. Or
well, I'm wearing my Actually, this is definitely not mine, but this is Michelle's red boa. It's ridiculously large, and I had to find like the feathery parts that I could just present on the call. But I guess you could say that I'm a red booby. And well, we do have a bird story, but I actually also, it's funny that I'm following somebody who, Lori, who just did her rubber ducky, because when I realized that I was going to say that I was a red booby, since I'm not doing the flamingo, but I'm going red. I don't know how many people out there are fans of late night, but one of my favorite comedians since I was a kid is also a red booby. His name is Conan O'Brien, and he just actually announced that he's retiring. Well, not retiring, but his show is going to be, I think he just had his final week. And one of my favorite little things that I've always had, I've had this for about 10 years, is a Conan O'Brien rubber ducky right here.
That's
complete with red hair and beard. So I thought it definitely needed to make it on this call.
That's epic.
That is
How do we know it's not you?
I mean, maybe there is, but I think this is more red than I am. It has more of a pompadour too.
You can solve that problem in a box for $5.99 at your local supermarket.
I've got a quick story.
Who is this?
Carol.
What's that?
Carol. We're calling on you.
I just have a quick story. We had a bird growing up named Zambini, and it was a little brown finch. And do you remember that commercial, Zambini, Zambini, what took you so long? Nobody remembers that.
He probably remembers it though.
It was old. So we named this bird Zambini, and the bird, a little finch, she lived, or he lived, whatever, for 17 years. I don't even know if that's so, but when we used to go to the little cage, you know, we had it on a little counter, and her nails were so long that she couldn't even stay on her perch anymore. And my mother would not take her to the vet because she was afraid she would die if we moved her. So she just stayed in the bottom of the cage when she got really old. And every day my mother thought that she was going to die, and my mother would go to the cage and just and puff her up, and we would all say, "Oh, Mom, let her be, you know, it might be her time." And every morning, so one day and then it got to be a joke. So one day she did die, and my brother and my father, my mother made them go to the backyard and bury her under the tree. And I remember standing next to my mother, and my brothers were outside. And my mother said, "Oh my gosh, look at it, so sweet. They're having a nice little funeral for her. They're praying." And I said, "Mom, they're not. They're laughing. They're not praying. They're laughing." Anyway, it was just the funniest story. So we had Zambini for 17 years.
That's an amazing lifespan for a bird. You must have been.
Can you believe that?
Care of him. That's a great story.
That's it. That's what I have.
Well, that was worth sharing. Thank you so much, Carol. All right, before we get started, does anybody else want to say hello? I'm coming back to you. All right, Whitney?
I'm here, yes.
There's Beth Graves. It looks like she's in a grove of some sort, or in the wetlands somewhere. Hey, Beth.
Hello, it's a lake picture. It's my dreaming. Instead of being at the office, I'd rather be at the lake.
It's so much nicer to be outside in the fresh air, right? Even if it's magic.
It is.
Beth, I was dreaming as well. This guy was putting him in the pool, and I said, "Well, okay, but only if you're dressed like that."
I'm all for that. That's funny. I love it.
We'd like to welcome everybody. Carol, do you want to announce the first 5 winners?
Sure. As you know, if you've been with us before, the host for the day present a small gift to the first 5 of you who log in every week. And in this case, I think they're combining forces. Both Jennifer and Luce have a variety of cool little gift items from both SLS and the Rosewood Baha Mar. And we will be sharing your address information with them. And those 5 of you are Melissa Barney Schaffler, Carol Nall, Lori Meacham, Heather Wren, and Joanne Ancia. Congratulations.
All right. I'll be your moderator today. Just keep yourselves muted, please. We're recording this, as you heard, the big announcement. And if you have any comments or questions, put them in the chat box, and I'll make sure that Jennifer and Luz get to them at the end of the call.
Right, so without any further ado, those of you who actually came to hear the presentation, you're probably ready to hear from these two ladies. We are very delighted today to be able to identify and hear from both of the true luxury resorts that are in the brand new Baha Mar development down in the Bahamas. Those of you who have group business for the islands know that Baha Mar project had a little bit of a rocky start with some delays, and then COVID hit. So it's been a few years now, and they are finally getting, you know, their breath and getting their legs under them, so to speak. And they're both absolutely stunning resorts, both with a different kind of vibe. So I'd like you to meet our new friends, Luz Orbes and Jennifer Weiner or Weiner, Jennifer? I don't know.
It's Weir.
Weir. Oh, there's not
Yes.
even an N in there.
No.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, that was a real goof. I don't know which of you want to go first, but please take it over. We're going to turn the screen over to you. Luz, is it going to be you?
It's going to be Jennifer.
Yes.
Jennifer. Okay, Weir with an R.
Perfect. So thank you everybody again for joining us. And this really is a pleasure to speak to you, not just about Rosewood, but really just about the entire Baha Mar campus. For those of you that have not been to Nassau before, just a quick overview of where we are. I like to think that the Bahamas is probably one of the easiest international destinations to arrive to. So there are over 45 direct flights daily from major hub cities. We're just a quick 30-minute flight from South Florida as well, from where I'm based. And actually what's really easy is that when you do return to the US, you clear customs in the Bahamas as well. So no waiting in long lines when you return from your international destination. And then once you arrive in Nassau, we're only less than 6 miles from the airport. So a really quick 15-minute transfer. And the luxury really starts when you do arrive to the Bahamas, because we are one of the few properties that actually has an airport lounge right outside customs. So you can actually enjoy the lounge. You'll be greeted with a glass of bubbly and then taken out to your private transfer where you'll be taken to the property. So this is a great overview of the entire Baha Mar campus. So Rosewood is the smallest of the 3 properties. We're located on the left-hand side. Grand Hyatt is the 2 towers in the back, and SLS is the pink building on the right. So the entire campus is 1,000 acres. So it really is a destination unto itself. There's over 30 dining options, including restaurants, bars, lounges. There's the largest casino in the Caribbean. The entire campus has over 12 pools, an animal sanctuary, golf course, water sports, high-end shopping. So we'll get a little bit more detail a little bit later on. A quick overview is that it's a very seamless experience once you are on property. We're an entirely cashless resort. So that means, so there's signing privileges throughout the entire property, regardless of what property you're staying at. You can choose to dine anywhere or experience amenities at another property and just sign it back to your room. Now just to focus a little bit more on Rosewood. So as I mentioned, Baha Mar really is a destination unto itself. So I like to think of Rosewood as a destination within a destination. It's truly its own private oasis. What's really special and unique to Rosewood is that all of our guests can enjoy the amenities at the other properties, but our pools and our beach do remain private to Rosewood guests also. So it really is, it does feel just a little bit more quiet and definitely a little bit higher level of service, really that true ultra luxury experience. We have 230 accommodations, 136 rooms, 94 suites and villas. We have 11 event spaces, 5 bars and restaurants. What's great about our property as well is that all of our rooms are outward facing. So they are all facing the resort gardens or the ocean. So everybody really is guaranteed a great view. You don't have any rooms that are overlooking any streets or overlooking any parking lots also. So Rosewood's core philosophy is really sense of place. So each property is truly a reflection of the location's history and its culture and its geography. So this is really apparent all throughout Rosewood and really all throughout Baha Mar. So the property not only tries to preserve, but also promote Bahamian culture. So you'll see over 8,000 pieces of local Bahamian art featured throughout the entire property. I like to hand point out the palm trees that you see in the lobby there, because that was actually all hand painted by local Bahamian artists as well. Our style it's very residential, it's very comfortable. The decor is very refined and very reminiscent of a modern Bahamian estate. So this is our entry-level room. It's just under 500 square feet. And all of our rooms do have fully furnished private balconies and private terraces as well. Our premier suites offer full kitchens, full dining rooms, just really exceptional privacy, plunge pools as well. So this is actually the terrace of our penthouse, which alone is over 2,000 feet. So it's an amazing destination for entertaining for a VIP group. And you can see our villas as well. We have 4 beachfront villas, so 3 3-bedroom villas and 1 6-bedroom villa. And that is really just our incredible plunge pool at the 6-bedroom villa, just steps away from the beach. So we have 5 different and unique culinary experiences. The first is the library, and it's really comfortable and inviting social parlor. So it's perfect for champagne cocktails, for afternoon tea. And then there's Manor Bar, which is actually one of my favorites. So it's very nostalgic, reminiscent of really of a stylish brasserie. The cocktail menu is almost 40 pages long. So you can if you want a good cocktail at Baha Mar, this is definitely the place to go. They have traditional cocktails, but then also cocktails with a Bahamian twist to it. And have a little surprise for you later with one of our favorite bartenders making one of our signature cocktails. Our signature restaurant is Cafe Balud, which actually debuted in March of this year. Many of you are familiar with Chef Daniel Balud. He's a famed Michelin star chef. So very excited to be partnering with him. So it's a traditional French cuisine, but also utilizing a lot of the ingredients from the island. So a lot of fresh seafood as well. Costa is our coastal Mexican style cuisine. And you can just see it's really just a beautiful restaurant. It has open air dining pods over a koi pond. Just really magical place to have dinner. And then we also have Tingham on the Sand, which is true to its name. So Tingham in Bahamian slang really means that thing. So it's that thing on the sand. So it's a really casual beachfront restaurant. You know, perfect if you want to have an island cocktail and freshly caught seafood as well. So we have over 20,000 square feet of meeting and event space, which is really spread across 11 different venues, including our ballroom, our outdoor space, and our breakout spaces. So this is the largest of our meeting rooms, Grand Salon. It's just under 5,000 square feet. You can see it does have natural sunlight. It has windows. There's a courtyard just outside. So there is that indoor-outdoor element. And then we do have 4 additional breakout spaces as well, ranging from 570 to 1,200 square feet. We have Sense, which is our signature spa for Rosewood. All of our treatment rooms do have private terraces. So all of your treatments will actually start on your private terrace, and all treatments are customized using sustainable local ingredients as well. Rosewood does have 2 pools exclusive to Rosewood guests. The first is our cabana pool. You can see the fan shape. So this is actually can be used for evening receptions as well as hospitality during the day. And then we also have the lagoon pool, which is just adjacent to the beach. And it's surrounded by lush gardens. And this is actually an excellent location for evening events also. And you can see it set here. We actually can set for 240 on Lagoon Pool Terrace. And of course, there's Rosewood Beach. We're in the Caribbean, so everybody wants to be on the beach. So we can do amazing barbecues on the beach. We could set a platform on there if you wanted something a little bit more formal as well. And of course, there's that crystal blue water. So our beaches, it's a lot more quiet than a lot of other resorts. We really do set based on occupancy. So you won't see hundreds of lounge chairs on the beach. So again, you really do feel like you are in your own private oasis. So there is Royal Blue Golf Course, which is shared between all 3 of the properties. It's a signature Jack Nicklaus golf course, 18 holes. So every morning our golf professionals actually go out and they'll change the number of the holes really based on environmental changes, also based on the wind. So if you are staying for a couple days and you golf more than once, it really does feel like a different course each time that you do play. And we do have the current art gallery. As I mentioned before, we feature many local Bahamian artists throughout the entire property. So there is really unique group activities that can be done at the current, which is the art gallery. They can do a sip and paint, they can do silk screening classes. We also have 11 tennis courts. And of course, water sports are located at the property as well. And we do have our animal sanctuary, which is really committed to the conservation of nature. So animal professionals feed and interact with nurse sharks, stingrays, sea turtles, different Caribbean fish, and they do work to rehabilitate a lot of the nurse sharks and the baby turtles as well. So it's definitely a great experience to spend a couple hours with. We do have a miniature golf course, which is one of our newest additions. And as you saw earlier, we have flamingos. Flamingos are really Bahamas' most iconic and beautiful bird. So we do have Flamingo Cave, which is a really unique habitat within Baha Mar. We have daily flamingo parades because flamingos need their exercise. So you can see them walking around the resort. We do have flamingo yoga as well, which is definitely quite an experience. Flamingos are ultimate yogis, I think. And flamingos can be featured at your cocktail receptions also. So it's really popular to have a flamingo at a welcome reception, for weddings. Sometimes you might see a flamingo walking down the aisle just before a bride. And then we also do have in the kitchen, which is one of our latest additions as well, where we can actually do group cooking classes. And I know that Luz will speak a little bit more later about the many dining options, but there's so many dining options, all really within minutes from each other. So again, it's really great for groups, just because it's so easy for dine arounds and really just every single type of cuisine that you could imagine. And very excited to talk to you about Baha Bay, which is really our newest addition, which will be opening July 2nd. So just a few days from now. So Baha Bay it's 15 acres. Just to give you perspective, it's the equivalent of 12 football fields. So it's over 30 attractions. There will be a casino, which is really the first of its kind inside a water park. And you'll see as well the surf experience. There's 4 slide towers. There is the lazy river, Baha Bay Lagoon, and then also Stingray Cove for families, Turtle Beach, and a splash pad. So really fun for everyone of all ages. And there'll be 9 dining outlets as well. And there is also Baha Bay Beach Club, which is another newest addition, amazing cabanas that could be reserved. And Luz will talk to you a little bit more about this as well. And so, yeah, so that is just a very quick overview of the amenities at Baha Mar and at Rosewood. And now I will turn it over to Luz.
Jennifer, real quickly, we had a question. How many can be seated for a beach dinner?
So our indoor ballroom is 240, and that really will always be the weather backup plan. So 240 is really what we would cap all of our events at, just knowing that the weather backup would be 240.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
And Luz?
Yes, give me 1 second.
All right, we're seeing your file list, Luz.
Again, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. This is the time everybody takes a sip of their cocktail.
I have a question of Jennifer. Jennifer, Baha Bay, did I see a hotel behind there? Is there a hotel component of that project?
There's not. No, so it could have been, I mean, SLS is the closest hotel to Baha Bay, so it could have been SLS.
Great, so it's a big water park within that complex.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Are you able to see my screen?
We are.
We are.
All right,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you, ladies. So SLS, as you may know, is part of SBE. SBE is a brand that is about lifestyle, about being trendy, fun, contemporary, and SLS is one of them, okay? Being part of SBE is where all the action will take place. It's fun, but at the same time, of course, high-end and with excellent service levels. But for example, when you enter our lobby, you are facing Monkey Bar. Monkey Bar, it has always live music. During the weekends, there is a DJ, and it's always a fun place to be. So I'm not gonna go over the resort, the complex in general, just I'm gonna talk about SBE. We have about 300 rooms. We can definitely do buyout. This is the view that you have from Monkey Bar, from our lobby, and you're facing the bungalow pool. We do events there as well. We can do cocktail receptions and dinners. And we have Bungalow Beach Grill, which is that white roof that you're seeing there. Then just a few pictures of our rooms. The decor is very white, very Caribbean, I will say. This is just a standard room, okay? So the worst you can get. All the rooms, because of the way the building is built, has a partial ocean view, at least. If not ocean front, you will have a partial ocean view. If you're not looking to one side, seeing the ocean, you're gonna look to the other side and see or the water park or the resort itself. So all the rooms are very nice. That's just, again, the standard. And then you have, like, for example, the junior suite with a kitchen. And this is a 1-bedroom suite, which also beside the kitchen have also a laundry room. So, and 2 bathrooms, 2 full bathrooms. So we have so many room types, so many room categories. It's very easy for us to allocate groups in suites. Let me just show you this one. This, for example, is a 2-bedroom suite, which has a full kitchen, as you see, plus the laundry room. This is the oceanfront view. Amazing, like Jennifer talked about, our ocean is just unbelievable. And then, like I was saying, SBE, besides being trendy and fun, is big, really, really big into food and beverage. So our outlets are high-end cuisine, and we have all these restaurants that can be enjoyed by all the guests throughout the resort, the complex, not just SLS. So we have Katsuya, who is Asian, Clio, who is Mediterranean, Filia, who is Italian, Carna, which is the best steakhouse ever, Bungalow, I talked about it, right outside the lobby, and then 25 degrees north, which is Southern California cuisine. Jennifer started talking about the Baha Bay. Baha Bay Club had just opened, we just finished it, and it's right by the ocean, and it's where 25 degrees north is. So the best views ever, and I don't have many pictures, we just finished it and opened it up, but you have the best views ever. And it's like the best part, you feel like you're at the beach, but you're not stepping on the sand. So even has a big lawn with about 5,000 square feet that we're going to be using for events. There is a possibility of having a tent. The tent will be operated through a DMC, a local DMC, by Flowers. There is a rent for the tent, but I'm pushing to eventually buy it. So that would be ideal. But for now, there's an option, the tent option. And of course, we also have a ballroom. It has almost 4,000 square feet. Like Jennifer was mentioning, it will be our backup as well for bad weather. These are all the amenities that Jennifer already went over, so I'm not gonna talk about them again, but we have, of course, casino, tennis, golf, and this is our meeting space. We don't have much meeting space, to be honest. We focus and we'll go over incentive trips. So we have one barroom, almost 4,000 square feet, and 2 small meeting spaces, more for office or storage. So that's the dimension, that picture. And this is basically the view of the hotel. Like you see, the ocean will be here. So this room have front view, but all these and on the other side of the building will have a nice partial ocean view. So that's about it, about the presentation. So now we decided with Jennifer to share something fun with you. I'm gonna share a video of my GM preparing a conch salad, and then Jennifer will present the cocktail. All right, so let me see if I can do this.
All right, Luz, we're seeing your email from.
Yes, give me
okay.
a second. Let's see. All right, are you seeing it now?
We can, yes.
All right, there you go. It's not starting.
Beautiful Bahamas. My name is Axel Gasser, and I'm the Vice President and General Manager here at SLS Baha Mar. We're coming to you today live from our incredible beach. As you can see, there's nothing better than the Bahamas, our turquoise water, white sands. And what we're doing today is we want to send you a little bit of love, a little greeting from the Bahamas. And we have here with us our incredible, talented chef, Tavin. And he's going to prepare for you a typical Bahamian conch salad that
now
is
with
very
a breakthrough
easy to
drink
prepare.
mix that will burn
We'd love
body
to have you
fat
come
and
down,
help you
but in
stay
the meantime,
hydrated.
while we're
For a
waiting
limited
for
time,
you
get a
can prepare
1 month
the salad at
supply
home and get some love from the Bahamas. Chef Tavin.
Between the locals and the tourists, it has always been a cat fight on who can enjoy the conch salad the most.
This is more than a mirror. This is a portal to your future.
And Brandon, come on!
Introducing the all-new Vault from Nordic Track. Total body strength. The Vault is a personal trainer in your home. But where the Vault has no rival is it's a complete gym.
So certainly I hope you come to the Bahamas and see one day
Step in the super band. The best trainers in the world. More resistance. Giving you the exact workout you want. More strength when you want it.
Here in the Bahamas, you can always never do too much of conch. You'll find that most locals will go to conch stands and ask, hey, can I have more conch and herbs?
Liz,
they could ask.
let me suggest
yes
that we back up and you start that over, and when I'm editing this I can out that.
I'm the Vice President.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
SLS Baha.
That's okay. As I said, these things happen. And what I'd like to do is just get a clean version for the recording, and we can just start from scratch. So everybody take a sip. Here we go.
Sorry, Jim, I'm not sure what's going on.
It's okay. Is there anyone on this call who has not ever had a technical glitch happen? If so, raise your hand.
Hold on. All right, are we ready to start over?
We're ready. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Don't understand. I'm really sorry, Tim. Not understanding where it goes. All right, let's try it over.
Axel Gasser, and I'm the Vice President and General Manager here at SLS Baha Mar. We're coming to you today live from our incredible beach. As you can see, there's nothing better than the Bahamas, our turquoise water, white sands. And what we're doing today is we want to send you a little bit of love, a little greeting from the Bahamas. And we have here with us our incredible, talented chef, Tavin, and he's going to prepare for you a typical Bahamian conch salad that is very easy to prepare. We'd love to have you come down, but in the meantime, while we're waiting for you, you can prepare the salad at home and get some love from the Bahamas. Chef Tavin.
Between the locals and the tourists, it has always been a catfight on who can enjoy the conch salad the most. Perhaps here in the Bahamas, conch has been a staple in many ways. We make preparations for it. Whether it's cracked conch, whether it's steamed conch. Today, we're making conch salad. Conch salad is a variation between a balance between acid and also herbs and conch. So certainly, I hope you come to the Bahamas and through one day, enjoy conch salad with us. So I'll go ahead and add our conch. Here in the Bahamas, you can always never do too much of conch. You'll find that most locals will go to the conch stands and ask, hey, can I have more conch and herbs? Or they can ask for squash conch. Squash conch will be basically just onions and also conch. So to this preparation, I'm going to find myself adding some onions. So
I think we're out of onions.
So to this, we'll add 3 tablespoons of peppers.
1, 2, 3.
Also tomatoes. So you go first.
Okay. How many?
2 of those.
Large?
Yes.
1.
You gotta leave me some now.
All right. There you go, chef.
So to your own, you're gonna add your cucumber.
Okay.
And your mango.
Excellent.
So this one is tropical, and I have the regular conch salad. So now that we have all of our solid components, we'll go ahead and mix, because we're going to do 2 things after this. We're going to add our acid base, which will marry everything together, give it great booming flavor, and then also we'll add our sea salt and gold pepper. What is gold pepper, you may ask? Gold pepper is Scotch bonnet pepper. So we'll go ahead and mix this together.
Stir it up?
Yeah, stir it up. If it does not have any acid, it's not conch salad. It has to have some type of lemon, some type of lime, and of course orange as a sweet component to balance off both. So we're going to go ahead and taste it. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Ready? Delicious. And spicy.
Spicy.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. So I wanted to thank you for joining us today. I know that we'll have on our call the opportunity to speak in person, but we just wanted to send you all of the greetings, all the love from the Bahamas. We are open. Things are going quite well here in the Bahamas. We've got the right safety procedures in place to keep your guests safe. And more importantly, the biggest safety procedure that we have is that chef will do the cooking and not me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Luz, that was lovely. Thank you. It did.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Not sure what happened. Very touchy person.
That's okay. It just definitely transported us to the beach, and I could taste that conch salad from here, especially when he burned his mouth. That was fun.
What is that? Again, with this YouTube. Sorry.
And has Jennifer got a cocktail for us?
Oh yes, yep. So we have the perfect accompaniment to a conch salad. It is the sky juice cocktail. So signature Bahamian cocktail, and I've heard 2 different reasons for why it's called sky juice. The first is because when you make it, it's the color of the sky. But the second one, which is I think is a little bit more believable, is that it just tastes so good, so you keep drinking it and you feel like you've hit the sky. I'll share that with you right now. And it is one of our most fabulous bartenders that will be making this for you.
This is great. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Haywood, and I work at the Baha Mar. Baha Mar is located at the Rosewood in Baha Mar, Nassau, New Providence. And today, we're going to do a brief tutorial on the Bahamian cocktail called the sky juice, also known as gully wash. The sky juice was probably introduced back in the 1800s in the days of piracy. The pirates drank lemon dry gin with coconut water. So the adaptation to it now that had more flavor was to add condensed milk or sweet milk to it. So with no further ado, let's get to making the cocktail. We're going to need a shaker. I have coconut water over here, condensed milk here, and I am going to use the Oxley, which is a lemon dry gin. Any lemon dry gin is fine, but I prefer Oxley gin. There are your measurements. Two ounces coconut water. Oh no, one for good measure. Make it 3. 1 ounce of condensed milk. And after any standard cocktail, 2 ounces of your booze, which is lemon dry gin. Without your ice, your shot full. Because we're using condensed milk, you don't have to do a long shake, which is 15 to 20 seconds. See, it's ice cold. Glassware is a tall cornice glass, full of rice, half ounce strainer, and strain the cocktail. All the way to the top, and this should be garnished with toasted coconut flakes. Bar spoonful. Serve with a straw. And there you have it, sky juice.
Yum, yum.
So, yeah, so refreshing and such an easy cocktail to make.
It's just like milk and cookies, right? Looks really good.
And so, yeah, so I mean, so that was just a really, general overview of the property. And, hopefully we'll have a chance to welcome everybody. Again, such an easy destination to get to. We are open. So, we were closed for the past year, but we're finally open. Very excited to be welcoming everybody. And yes, I know that we all could definitely use a vacation now. So, so come to the Caribbean.
Jennifer, what's the ideal group size at both properties? I'll let you both answer.
You go first.
Okay. So for us, a lot of it is based on seasonality. So, I mean, really maximum size peak season Q1 into early Q2 would probably be about 80 rooms or so. Perfect size would probably be that 50 to 80 rooms. Shoulder season or low season, we can do probably about 120 rooms. And again, it's because we are limited as well to the 240 maximum capacity for events.
What about you?
In my case, In my case, of course, also depends on the season, but regular size goal for us, for a group, is about 80 to 100. Slow season, we go higher, and we do buyouts even in high season. So that's not a problem, especially when if the groups do not need a lot of meeting space. If it's just reception style or events, we're good to go with full buyouts, no problem. Another thing for us, we're working on partnering a lot with the Hyatt. The Hyatt is from the 3 properties in the complex, Hyatt has the most meeting space. There's a huge convention center in the Hyatt. It's their space. However, we're partnering and trying to bring in big groups that will take over all 3 hotels. And in those cases, we use the Hyatt space. So please don't stop sending RFPs because of the size, because we can still make it work, with overflows.
So for a smaller group, do you all work together, particularly Luce, you and Jennifer, where a group might have to split their room block between the 2 of you? Is that something
yes, we do.
You're doing? Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, especially if there's, if there's a particular suite or suite category that they would prefer one of the different properties.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I had a direct message here. What is the weather like in early February?
The best weather ever. That's why high season is the best weather. It's not hot, it's perfect.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
One thing I want to mention also, since we are so big into F&B, we allow groups to use our restaurants for their functions. So instead of using the typical banquets menus, they can choose the food from, let's say, Katsuya, any of the restaurants I mentioned, and have the banquets, with the restaurant food. So that's something very special that we're doing.
Indeed.
That is a nice feature. How many times we've looked at banquet menus trying to make
they're all the same.
And to make them
That's right.
That's for sure.
That's right.
Anybody else have any questions of our
Carol, I'd like to share something. So my very first site visit since COVID was going international. And I was so afraid, and I went to Nassau and I sighted the Rosewood and the whole Baha Mar, and that the program, it booked. It was a great sized group. They made me feel so comfortable. They were ahead of their times with everything. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. But I have to say, the restaurants all over are amazing. Rosewood, the rooms are spectacular. And I've got a very discerning client who was with me who absolutely loved the property. So it was a wonderful experience.
So great.
I've been up to the Sky Bar at SLS and have to say it is a great hip spot. And if you want to be seen, that's a great place to go. And I won money at the casino. So it was the best experience overall.
Nice.
That's fantastic. There's just nothing like a testimonial to make everybody's day. I'm
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly.
We really appreciate that testimonial. Thank you so much, Joanne. Good deal. Anybody else got any questions? Hashtag influencer. Yes, that's right.
Oh, this is out of my room at Rosewood. So just so you know, that's a real picture from my phone.
Oh, nice.
Wow. We thought that was your front yard, Joanne.
Yeah.
All right. Kelly, are you still awake, or did you just go back to bed? Are you still awake?
I am here. I lost my really fun background, and I don't know how that happened. I had all these flamingos that my mom sent me. Like, side story, my mother is obsessed with flamingos, and about 10 years ago we counted, and she had like over 40 of them in her patio. Obviously, it's been 10 years. Yeah, in Texas. She's a Florida girl at heart / Caribbean / Bahamas.
You're not talking about a fake. You're not talking about plastic flamingo. You're talking about actual flamingos?
No, not actual flamingos. Although she's threatened to have chickens before, like Sam's parents. So there's really no telling what I could come home to.
Wow,
it's a really warm welcome home.
Right?
Just go with it. whatever the empty nest, we called it empty nest syndrome at our house because I was the youngest and I was in college, and all of a sudden my parents had 23 birds. So it was literally empty nest.
They filled their nest.
I want to remind you, lovely people, to please send me your pictures today. Heather and Sam and Carol and Lori and all the usual players, even you, Dan, with your red booby thingy. So we can have a really fun Facebook post this week. Jennifer and Luce, if you're not following our family on Facebook, please find us and follow our business page, and then we'll invite you in to join our family, and you can hear.
That's great. Thank you.
Yes, of course. All right, so Kelly and Luce and Jennifer, are you going to chat privately about who you'd like to award your packages to today while we kill a little bit of time, or do you know what you want to do?
With Jennifer, we chatted already.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. Who wants to go first?
I'll let the ladies go ahead.
All right.
You go, Jennifer, you know.
So really just for the dedication and the enthusiasm that they put into it, it will be Sam Bixby and Heather Wren.
Awesome. Okay.
Hopefully you'll experience flamingo yoga in person.
Mm-hmm. You deserve it.
Bring your outfit, yes.
Bring your outfit, right? Congratulations, ladies. What have you got?
You know those moments on our calls when you say stuff that you really never thought you would say out loud? This is one of those for me.
Okay.
So the Maui Gym sunglasses will go to the red booby, Dan Rykov.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Great story. And, you know, just awesome accessories. I'm glad you make great use of your wife's closet.
No, I think she just wants your Conan rubber ducky. That's what she wants. She wants to trade you. Well, everybody, we have a really special episode next week. We've been waiting a while for this one, but we're going to Scotland, and it's going to be a presentation by the Rocco Forte Global Sales Manager, Megan McHale, who you've met earlier. And she's going to be featuring Glen Eagles in Scotland, and it's going to be a playground theme. We haven't figured out exactly how we're going to direct you to get ready for next week's episode, but be thinking about Scottish and Scotland and the Scottish Highlands, and be thinking about fun and games, however they practice that in the beautiful island of Scotland. So that's what we're going to be doing next week, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Come back, enjoy yourselves, and have a great night. Don't forget to send me your pictures.
And remember, we only have a few more of these. We are winding down this series, so please be with us. Tell your friends. We appreciate your support. All of these 56,000 weeks that we've been doing these.
Feels like it.
When's the end? Can you post a schedule or send out what's left?
It's on our website. It's on our website.
Okay.
But I can tell you, we're going to be